Right. Guten Tag. Oh, my second mic. I need a... No, it's okay. I have to give it over to somebody soon anyways. Chutz La'aretz emails? Why? It's not for them, it's for us. All right, Rabbi Isai, today we're just going to show one picture, one email, because we have a special guest speaker, a 2-minute speech. Best speeches ever, 2-minute speech. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. Another way to learn Reb Eli's daf from Jack Warman in Flatbush. Dear Reb Eli, I've been listening to both your 8-minute version and your full version every day. I also listen when you read the email. I found out something interesting. Most people say that they use the 8-minute version as a great review of the daf. Of course, they listen first to the full version and then review the 8-minute. Accidentally, I found another way to use them both. I find that this works for me and maybe it works for others too. I treat the 8-minute version as a kind of cliff note version. In 8 short minutes, I have an idea what the daf has to say. I listen to the 8-minute first, then listen to the full version and find it easier to follow along because they're already familiar to me. It's almost like you, Reb Eli, are teaching me the basics first and then go deeper. I'm almost 70 years old and this is the first time I'm trying, with your help, to make the Daf Yomi truly Yomi. To make the guy's paying attention, I see. It's not about the Daf, it's about the Yomi. And now I have a beautiful picture somebody sent. This is a little different. This is not somebody learning the 8-minute or the shir, but he was in a hotel.
It's a barista. Someone's very talented.
So I've spoken a few times about, I'm fascinated about this idea about Reb David Hofstadter, for instance, sitting over there in Canada, and he came up with an idea how to get thousands and thousands of people to learn Torah through tests, and we have the very big schos of having the two Kol Yaakov brothers, and Reb Shimon is going to address us. He's from the famous organization Torah Anytime, with over 9 million hours of Torah studied on their website last year alone. And besides that, they have the phone, 100,000 minutes a day, and the schusim are unbelievable. So without any further delay, I want to introduce you to Reb Shimon Kol Yaakov. Here, just sure. And maybe
wow. Good Devach, Shavua Tov. Reb Eli, thank you so much for this opportunity to say two words. So I'm very excited to be here. My brother Ruben, we're the founders of Torah Anytime. And Baruch Hashem, we're 14 years old. We wanted to come to Eretz HaKodesh to thank Hashem, the amazing source that He gave us to run this organization. I just want to let everyone know that over the next few months, B'ezrat Hashem, there will be tremendous upgrades and enhancements to Torah Anytime.
You're going to put our shir online?
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Let's go. Yeah. Baruch Hashem, looking forward for a wonderful partnership, B'ezrat Hashem. I've been getting calls from all over the place for this year to go on Torah Anytime. We have 750 people or more trying to get on right now. Baruch Hashem, we're going to make this happen.
8-minute daf comes to us. It's an 8.
That's right. Everything at the right time. But I just really quickly wanted to share with you. Also, we have a phone system like the rabbi mentioned. If for whatever reason you don't have a smartphone, don't get a smartphone for Torah Anytime. Just dial in. We have the number to give you. But really, what I want to mention, we're most excited about, is that about 10 months ago, we started a project called the Torah Anytime Daily Dose. And what this is we take the very best speakers of the world, their very best shiurim, the very powerful 2-3 minutes from the best shiurim, from the best speakers, and we put very emotional music to it. And in the end of it, you get this one-line takeaway that just penetrates into the neshama and stays with you forever and creates tremendous change. We get feedback from all over the world how these daily doses are helping people. It's very important that everyone in this room, you save this number that's on the card. We'll give the card out. It's for those watching on Torah Anytime, hopefully, B'ezrat Hashem soon, and everywhere else. The number is 929-355-4268, 929-355-4268. You save that number on your phone as a contact, call it Torah Anytime Daily Dose or whatever. But most importantly, WhatsApp message that number, the words add me. And I promise you're going to look forward to this every day. It's absolutely amazing. And that was my message. Guys, please continue spreading the word. Whatever device someone has, we got you covered. And Rabbi Eli, thank you again for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to working with you. B'ezrat Hashem.
Go ahead. Thank you. Beautiful. Right. It's amazing that I don't know the whole background. Maybe a different time Reb Shimon will tell us, but you have people that, regular balabatim, that came up with the idea and to use the internet for the advantage of Torah learning. It's amazing what they accomplished. So anybody in this room could do the same thing. If you just put your mind to it, somehow, somewhere, you could do it. Just today, Chaim Kornbluth was telling me that, I forgot who it was. Who said it? Rav Shach said that if Hitler, Yamach Shemoy, was able to kill 6 million Jews, then each and every one of us has the ability to create 6 million Jews. And here's an example how you create 6 million Jews. All right, Zok Gemara, we're holding Daf Mem Gimel Amud Aleph. By the way, today's giveaway is not a sefer, it's a true giveaway. It's a 200 shekel. Whoever wants to wear tchelis for the first time, I have 2 more packages left from an anonymous donor in the shir. If you want to jump into the tchelis thing. We're holding on Daf Mem Gimel Amud Aleph on the top, 5 lines down, Hesevu Echad Mevarech. The Mishnah tells us that if people are sitting together, beheseva, they're leaning, they're on that picture that we had the other day, people on the couches, and one person makes a bracha of hamoitzi for everybody else. Amar Rav, and remember, we finished off Friday's daf where Rav was nifter, and they were going to his levaya. Here he is, he's back alive again. Amar Rav, lo yishanu ela pas the bayaseva. This is talking about bread. One person could be moitzi everybody else because it needs haseva. People lean when they eat bread. But wine, so now we have 2 lashonos in Rav. They're basically the opposite of each other. On the first lashon it says, bread requires leaning. In other words, you don't need haseva. Even without haseva, I could be mighty everybody else. But I could be mighty other people when they drink wine. And what's the pshat? Because when you drink, it's very, I don't know, Seder night, when you try to drink that cup of wine be'eseva, it's a balagan. It doesn't really work so well. So there's a lot of people that drink wine not be'eseva. So it's not necessary to lean in order to make a kfir suda. So therefore, I can be mighty everybody else without leaning. And he's mechulak. And he's consistent in both lashonos. Rabbi Yochanan holds you need a seva when it comes to wine. Ikadamri, it's the exact opposite. Omarav. Only bread works if you do a seva. You cannot be mighty another person, period. Even if you do a seva, says Rav, in the second lashon, you're not yaitza. So we have 2 lashonos. One lashon says, I could be mighty everybody else, like we do on Friday night. And the other lashon says, you can't be mighty other people. And even if you lean all you want, it's not going to work. It's amazing. We're talking about the first bracha. The first bracha, yeah. So the way it worked in those days, imagine a wealthy person with a big mansion. You invite a lot of people over to eat. So when they came into the room, they came into the first room. And in that first room, he would serve them wine, but they wouldn't do a seva yet. They would sit around on chairs just waiting for all the guests to show up. Once all the guests showed up, they went into the second room. Over there, that's where they had all their couches, their beds, and they would do all the seva. Says the Gemara, how do these 2 lashonos? Again, on one lashon it says that one person can be moitzi everybody else out with wine. The other lashon says you cannot be moiti. How does it work with this story over here? Keitzat say there is seva orchim nichnasim v'yoshim al gabi safsolim v'al gabi keterois aji kansu kulam. They sit around on chairs and on benches until everybody shows up. Hey viu lohem mayim, and everybody washes one hand. Kol echad ve'echad noitel yodi achas. Why do you wash one hand? Either according to Rashi because your hand is tamei, or according to Tosfos to give chashivas for the bracha. Only one hand is necessary for now. Balem yayin, and then the wine shows up. They lived in style. The guests come, you give them some wine until everybody shows up. Kol echad ve'echad mevarech la'atzmoi. Everybody makes a bracha to himself. So what's the kasha right now? Why does everybody have to make a bracha to himself? Why can't one person be mighty to everybody else according to the first lashon and rab that every one person can be mighty to everybody else? Alu, now everybody shows up. Alu ve'sevu balem mayim. So now they all go in. They transition into this next room. What? Okay, we'll see in a second. Rabbi Yochanan Stam, yeah. But it doesn't say that they leaned. According to Berachos, you have to do a seva. They didn't do a seva because they're on chairs. What? No, the first one. Yeah. All of sevu balemayim. Now they transition to the second. Shalom, how are you? Welcome. What do we got? Chicago? Big fan. Wow. Here, there's a chair right here. Yeshua, how many chairs did you put out? 250. Wow, Blian Hara. Okay. Chashav, a guest from Lincolnwood, Illinois. Givaldik. So now they transition to the second room and they all have couches, they have chairs, not like us. Oh wow, what is going on in the back over there? Boisai. We shouldn't have a situation where people have to stand. Ay. Talk to Yeshua. So now everybody has to wash both hands because they're about to eat bread, they're about to eat food. Both hands, you're going to touch things, and even though you wash one hand, you might have touched your other hand with the other. So you have to redo both hands. Now the second course comes with wine. Even though I already made a bracha, the bracha that they made initially on the first cup of wine doesn't work for this cup of wine. Why? Shinui makayim. They went to another room. You need a new bracha. Over here it says all of a sudden, echad mevarech lekulam. One person can make a bracha for everybody. How does this fit in with the second lashon of Rav that when it comes to wine, you can never be mighty anybody, no matter what? La'achlish no, says the Gemara. Let's see it inside. La'achlish no, my Rav. Lo yishonu ela pas the boyes seva. Avayayin lo boyes seva. Kashi reisha. According to lashon, that Rav says that you don't need to lean. Yes, they're sitting on their chairs and they're not leaning. They're sitting on a couch. They're sitting on a bench and they're not leaning. But one person can be mighty to other people. Why does it say that everybody made a bracha for himself? Kashi reisha, says the Gemara. No. Shani orchim didatayu lemekar. These guests know that this is not their final room. They're going to transition into the second room. And memela, they're not keveya makoim. If they're not keveya, they don't think that they're going to be there permanently. Therefore, they cannot make a bracha for somebody else. We said that when it comes to being mighty somebody else, you have to establish a place, and it's not established. What about the second lashon of Rav that says you can never be mighty anyone with wine? Kashi Seifa. Why? Because in the Seifa it says that one person is mighty everybody. So how is it that one person is mighty everybody? Yidei Chayv and wine when Rav says specifically you cannot. Says the Gemara, well, there is one caveat here. Shani Osam. The Migu de Komahanyale is Seva Lepas. Mahanyale is Seva Leyayin. They are eating bread. And for bread, they are Koivei Makim. They establish a place, and one person was mighty everybody. So once that place is established through the bread, now the person could make a bracha and be mighty everybody for wine. So even Rav, who says that when it comes to wine you cannot be mighty other people, will admit that once the place is established. So like by us also on Shabbos, we sit, even Rav will agree that we're Koivei Makim, we're sitting, Kol echad v'echad mevarch la'atzmai. One person cannot be moitzi other people. Lachar mazoi nechad mevarch l'kulam. But once the meal is over, in other words, the eating portion of the meal, they didn't bench yet, but the meal is over, one person says the bracha for everybody. Amar lahem, what's the difference? Hayol ve'ein beis habliya panui. Explains Rashi that people are worried, they're concerned about swallowing the food. And if they're concerned about their food, they're not going to have the proper kavanah. When somebody's moed to you, somebody says a bracha for you, you have to pay attention, you have to watch them, you have to think, you have to listen. You can't be thinking about, what's the matter? Okay. Maybe turn on the air conditioner, no? Somebody's playing around again. Okay. We have cameras here, boys, huh? That if you're concerned about swallowing, you're not going to have the proper kavanah. But once the meal is over, then it's okay. Now, once the meal is over, yeah, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Once the meal is over, what?
Like if you make kiddush before, you're yotzi for the whole meal.
Yeah, but we're talking about in the middle of the meal. People are eating their steaks, they're eating the meat, they're eating this, and all of a sudden the guy goes, Baruch atah Hashem l'gevim b'ri hagafen, and he's in the middle of chewing, he's concerned he might choke, so maybe he won't be yaitza, you won't have the proper kavanah. But after the meal, after people are done eating, then he'll sit and think. And everybody ever wonder how come a person, we say, savri maranon, but when it comes to hamaitzi, we say berachos. What's the difference? Why do we say that lashon? So Taisus points out that savri marai, he says, means everybody pay attention. And that's what you say when you're saying a bracha on wine because you don't want people to choke. So you tell them, guys, listen up, I'm about to make a bracha. Berachos, they already washed their hands, nobody's chewing anything, so you don't have to tell them to pay attention. You just say, in your honor, berachos. That's Taisus. Now, once I'm talking about that Taisus all the way at the end, Hayel ve'im bein beis habliya panui, Taisus says, I didn't have a chance to look it up. I know that most people are not knowing like this, but I am. So I found it interesting that Taisus points out the halacha, at least Taisus says like that, all the way at the end of Taisus. Long Taisus says, 3 lines from then, Ulekach noah v'toiv lamavdil v'gam l'shaimim. That's why it's great, it's better for the one that does Havdalah and the ones listening to Havdalah, sheyeshvu b'shas Havdalah, they should sit during Havdalah, sh'oz yinire kekeva u'poiter ha'isam. Because that looks like they're there to stay, they establish a place, and that's why. So why other people stand during Havdalah, that we're going to have to listen to. What? Yeah, but they have to be yotze the bracha. When you yotze the bracha, you have to establish a place. What? No, why? The actual Havdalah, the actual bracha, no? You don't have to be yotze the bracha? No, but you don't have to be yotze? So you're mechlok on Taisus, that you don't have to be yotze. No, you're not supposed to drink from Havdalah. La'alachi, you're not supposed to drink the wine. Huh? She's saying like my son-in-law, Mayor. Okay. You have, but you're mishpacha. You don't count. You're also related somehow to my brother, and it's 2 people in the mishpacha arguing with me. I'm sure. You guys all stand, no? Everybody stands here. Yeah. Most people stand. Taisa says to sit.
And then they drink.
What?
They drink, they sit.
Who sits? It's easier to. Who sits? There's only about 10 people that sit. Okay. We're all weirdos. We're all gronics here. Okay, fine. Zok the Gemara. Omer Reb Zeira. What? To drink. Okay. So we said in the Mishnah that the person that has the schos to bench and to make the bracha on the wine, he's the person that also makes the bracha on the psamim, on the mugmar. What's mugmar? Mugmar is the incense that you put on coals and it goes up in smoke, and that gives a nice reach. He has the schos. Says the Gemara, it seems like there's somebody even greater than him. Because if the greatest person in the room, the biggest Talmud Chacham in the room, is saying the bracha on Besamim, that's not a chiddush. But he says, we give it to him, we do him a favor, so to speak. Since he already made one bracha, we give him but there's a person that's even bigger than him in learning, bigger Talmud Chacham. Why? Says the Gemara, The first person who makes a bracha, who washes his hand on mayim achroinim, who mizum lebracha, right? So we had that the other day. The person who washes his hand mayim achroinim, first he gets to bench. MMA what? Once he's benching, we tell him just finish all the other brachas. We have a concept like that also, like the guy that does slichas, he does shachris. There's a few halachas like that. The person. That was in the bread you're talking about.
Similar a little bit.
That's in Erev. We said that since there was a one mitzvah done in the bread, so he's saying it goes in the body also. Once he did one mitzvah, was throw on another. Okay. Cheftin agavra. Very nice. Zog the Gemara. Rav Rebbe Chia Abi Yasvik Hamed Rebbe B'Sudasa. So Rav and Rebbe Chia was sitting in front of the Rebbe. Omalei Rebbe LeRav Kum Sheyodoch. Rebbe tells Rav, get up and wash your hands. Chazid Ave Miratis. He noticed that Rebbe Chia noticed that Rav was shaking. He was scared. What's going on here? Maybe Rebbe meant that he's doing something wrong. His hands are dirty. He's eating too long. What's going on here? Amalei Rebbe Chia Bar Pchasi. You're the son of Gdolim. Don't worry. The opposite. He likes you. What he was trying to tell you is, start getting ready for benching. What's going on here is, in those days, they didn't have siddurim. It was usher to daven from a siddur. Everything had to be balpeh. So, if somebody asks you to give a speech or something, you start preparing. You go to the mirror, you do, So they told you're about to bench in front of Rebbe. Rebbe, look, he was shaking when Rebbe told him something. He had to say the whole benching by heart. So he had to start chazering. The Rebbe said, I'm giving you a head start now. You should know you're going to bench. Get prepared. Be prepared. When do you make a bracha on a nice fragrance? Once the smoke goes up. In other words, it doesn't have to enter your nostrils. You see the smoke, you know you can bench. But how can you make a bracha before you actually smelled it? Don't you know that even hamoitzi, you didn't eat? You're holding the bread in your hand, yeah, but you didn't eat. Yet you make the bracha beforehand. So too, when it comes to smell, you make the bracha before you actually enjoy it. Avi, send him a message. He doesn't have that we could all hear him. Everyone. So this is an interesting halacha. You take this incense, you put it on coals. Now Rashi points out that you don't even have a smell here. You don't have anything physical. The wood is gone, and yet you're saying even though the wood is gone, you're saying bari atzi b'samim, but there's no eitz. The eitz is burnt. Nevertheless, you say bari atzi b'samim. Chutz memushk. What's mushk in English? Musk. What's musk? So Rashi says, it's all machlokes rishonim. Rashi says it comes from the waist of an animal. But most rishonim say what they say today. Musk comes from deers. From the neck of a deer, it's a musk. So it comes from an animal. So obviously you don't say atzi b'samim, the tree of b'samim on an animal. Shemin chayu. Shemevarchem olav boirei mine b'samim. So you make mine b'samim. Different types of good smells. Meisvei. How could you make a boirei atzi b'samim on mugmar, which is the incense that you put on? It says the only things you make atzi b'samim are ala farsim shebeis Rebbe, v'ala farsim shebeis Kesar. A farsim, right? In those days, a farsim is the best smelling thing, and it has to be good quality of farsim. V'ala hadas shebechol makom, and a good hadas that smells good. Rashi says it's lavdafka these things. It's anything that you grab onto that you could smell, but not mugmar, not incense. To yufta, it's a very good kasha. This good oil that comes from a farsim. What do you? By the way, there was I forgot where it was in the Gemara. There was somewhere in the Gemara. The Gemara says that in Zdaim, somebody darshan in shul. That's what it was. Somebody darshan in shul. He said, in Zdaim they had a trick. They would give a farsim to their friends, a nice flask of a farsim. They said, listen, watch this with your life. So what would the guy do? He'd go and put it in his hiding spot. And then they would go and smell where it smelled good, and they would steal all the guy's jewels. That day that he darshaned in the Hardah, in the Beis Medrash, there was 16 gnevas in the Hardah. In other words, 60 people that listened to the shir ran out and tried the trick, and it worked for them. Anyways, Afarsim was a big thing in those days. Hi, Mishal Afarsim and Marim Varchim Alavei. Amalei Yocham Rav Yehuda. Boirei Shemen Artseinu.
Put it with the chorus.
What?
Put it with the chorus.
What? Boirei Shemen Artseinu. All right. So, Boirei Shemen Artseinu means he created this oil of our land. What's our land? Eretz Yisrael. Who's saying? It's very interesting to notice. Who says this? Rav Yehuda. Who's Rav Yehuda? Rav Yehuda is the one that says you're not allowed to make aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. He's the one who's stuck in Bavel. Yet, he says, Omalei bar minei de Rav Yehuda. Don't bring any right from Rav Yehuda. The Chaviv Elei Eretz Yisrael, that's it. So Memela, he loves Eretz Yisrael, so he was biased, so he stuck in Eretz Yisrael into the bracha, but you cannot listen to him. I just found it interesting that Rashi brings here, I don't remember this, I'm sure it's all over Shas, but maybe I just, with my memory and everything, it says here at the end of Rashi, he says, Kachre Yisi b'Sefer Yosef ben Gurion. Yosef ben Gurion is Josephus. So Rashi quotes him. I guess, that's why it's acceptable. It's very normal to say Josephus said this. If you take a tour in the old city, you're going to hear that 1,000 times. But anyways, Rashi brings him. Fine. Oh, here we go, Rabbi Schomburg. No, seriously, if anybody knows, he wrote 2 books. One is called Yosef ben Gurion. That's the Hebrew version. And what can we trust? What I'm saying is, he reliable, not reliable? That's the shayla.
Same author.
Okay. No, but he's saying if he did 2 versions, maybe one was more of a fiction than a. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Omar lekuli amamai. Okay, so Rav Yehuda is a big chassid of Eretz Yisrael. Like all the Gdolim were, everybody wanted to get to Eretz Yisrael. But what do we do? What's the real bracha? Omar lehacham Rabbi Yochanan boirei shemen arev. He created a very pleasant oil. Omar Rav Ada bar Hava hai kisharto. What's kisharto? Kisharto, says Rashi, koisht. What's koisht? It's in the Ketores. And this is what it looks like, maybe. This is what the article says it looks like. It's a beautiful flower, but I guess it smells really good also. Koisht. So this kisharto mevarchim alavei borei atzib samim. So it's a list of things that also atzib samim. It grows on a tree, and the Gemara is going to discuss: is this considered a tree? Look, this doesn't look like a real tree to me. It's some sort of a branch. It's a little tough. Zog the Gemara ava mishcha kevisha loy. If you take an oil that was the koisht was soaked in it, that's not considered koisht. Rav Kahana ma'afilu mishcha kvisha. At the end of the day, it absorbs the fragrance from the koish, and therefore it's like koish, and you say atzib sam. If you ground koish into oil, that not. It's still considered koish, even though it loses its form. It's still considered koish. Hi simlok, mevarchim alavei boyer atzib samim. Simlok is jasmine. Maybe, I don't know if it fits so well into Rashi. Rashi says there's 3 rows of leaves. I don't know. In this picture, you can't really tell. 3 rows of leaves, jasmine. But they say it is jasmine. Rashi even says it's jasmine. Rashi says the first word in Rashi, yasmin. Omar Rav Chananel, so what do you make a bracha? Boirei atzib v'samim. Omar Rav Chananel, Omar Rav, hani chilfa diyama. What's chilfa diyama? So Rashi says it's also part of the Ketores. It's called shiboilis nerd. That's what we say every day in Ketores. Mevarchem alayu boirei atzib v'samim. Here, this is what it looks like. Chilfa diyama. Right over here. Get this? It's not. It's in English. It's spikenard. 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 Spikenard.
Now I understand.
Spikenard.
Spikenard.
I did go online to hear how they said it, and they might have said your way probably. Okay, spikenard. Yeah, that's what I just said. Shiboy the snare.
Omar Mar.
Omar Mar Zutro. Micro. Here's the problem. The issue is, are these things considered trees or considered bushes? When it comes to fruit, this is probably not a tree. Maybe it is. It grows from year to year. I don't know. Look at this guy. Koish doesn't look like a tree to me. This looks like it. Once once you take it, it's gone. Says the Gemara, Micro, that when it comes to psamim, the halachas. This is machlokes rishonim if the halachas change in psamim versus fruit. You see that pishtim, cotton and flax is considered a eitz. So when it comes to psalm, it's also eitz. Rabbi Sharish Omar, Hai Narkoim, roses. The Ginunisa, garden roses. Mevarchem alavayu, alavei, bori atzib psamim. Why? Because it's a tougher bush and it actually goes from year to year. The dabra, but the wild ones, bari is psamim. Perhaps, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that it's less of a, it's not as strong, maybe it doesn't last. It's a weaker one. It's what?
They're not watered, they die.
So, is it an eitz or not an eitz? He's saying that because they're not watered, they die. Okay, all right, Zutra. Hi, man, the morach besroigo. Ooh, Amar Rav Sheshes. Hi, sigle, violets. Some people say the dudaim, violets. I didn't have a chance to print it out. I don't know what the article says. What does the article say on violets? I'm sure he gives some. Violets, I forgot. I have to go online. What does a violet look like? Avi, maybe grab us a picture. Violet. Boire is babe samim. Omar Zutro. I want to know what the violet looks like. The violet. Hi man the moirach besroigo. If a person smells, now esrig is different. The esrig is a fruit, but it also smells good. Oy bechabusha. What's a chabusha? A quince. Here. You guys know what this is? Wow. No, this is a violet color or violet?
Here's a violet.
This is what it looks like. Violet. It's violet. Sigle. But I guess it has a good smell. I have it on my porch. Everyone wants to see. This is ripe right now. Rabbi say, go out and get one, a quince. So it's a fruit / it smells really good. So there's a special bracha. Oimer borach shenosan reyach toy bapeiros. Rabbi say, what if you go to Nechama Bakery and there's a really good smelling hot bread that just came out of the oven? What bracha do you make on it?
On the smell?
On the smell. Just on the smell. You guys think I'm crazy, right? The Ramah says, on a hot bread that comes out of the oven, you make a bracha. That's what he says. Shinosan reyach toiv bapas. Telling you the Ramah. This is the Ramah. What about an esrig on middle of sukkahs? You're holding an esrig in your hand and it smells really good. What bracha do you make on it? Okay, so that's a machlokes rishonim because they sell you the esrog and they grow these esrogim not for the smell, for the mitzvah. You bought it for the mitzvah, not for the smell. Machlokes rishonim.
What about the shuk?
The shuk?
Yeah.
Esrogim or what?
No.
Oh, just the smell?
Yeah, you walk in.
The bad smell of people, the body owner? Amar Rav Yehuda, I don't know. This is special. Shenosan reach toy bashuk. I have no idea. Amar Rav Yehuda. Hi man the novik b'yoyim nisan. It's coming up, Rabbi Say. This is halacha l'maisa. Because everybody says that it has nothing to do with the Rishonim say there's nothing to do with Nisan. Every country in its place. When did the trees bloom in Eretz Yisrael? Tu b'shvat, but it didn't happen yet, right? So in a few weeks. No, it's not Nisan. Shkedim are already blooming, he says. So you don't have to wait for this Gemara. B'yom Nisan is not dafka. V'chazi lana de kamelav. You see it blooming. Oimer. Baruch shalichisar ba'olamay klum. U'baruch b'briyos toivos v'ilanois toivos. He created beautiful trees. Lisnois or lihanois bahem b'nei adam. We're Goyres Rashi says lihanois b'nei adam. This is similar to what we said in Bar Nefashos l'chayra. We could have lived off bread, plain simple bread, and water. Yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us all these beautiful trees, stam, for our enjoyment, for no other reason, just to be nice to us. It's an amazing bracha. What kind of business is it that we make a bracha on smell? It's not a physical thing. It goes into our body like nothing else. Usually, you have to chew something, make a bracha on the reach. Shenemar kol haneshama tahalul ka. Eize davar shaneshama nehenes mimenu ve'ena gufna mimenu. This is something that, well, we have to understand. The Rishonim talk about it. Your body does have enough from it. It doesn't have enough from it. The point is that the neshama benefits from it, unlike food. Reach is the most ruchnis thing, that the closest thing to ruchnis that we could come to. It's not physical, yet we benefit from it. It's very ruchnius. So memela, and that's what the pasuk says. Kol haneshama, something that neshama has hana from. Ruchnius tahalil ka, you should be mishabech Kodesh Baruch. Again, going with that theme. Once you mention a name, you go on with it. Asidim bachure Yisrael shidu reach tov kalavonin. When I was reading this, it reminded me of the Maisa of that guy that just got kicked off the plane, Rachmana litzlan. But Lasid Lavai, all Yidden are going to have a good. It was a Yid, the frum guy, whatever. We're not going to. Okay. Sheyidnu reach tov kalavonin shenemar. Knock himself is having a heart attack. Not in front of the door anytime, guy. What's wrong with you? He gets to, yeah.
That's not the point. The point was the guy didn't smell. The guy was a great guy.
He was a great guy.
That's
he
it.
smelled like
The whole thing's
Levanain.
anti-Semitism.
They didn't have. He smelled like Levanain. They didn't know what Levanain was.
We love you,
Right.
but this guy's poor guy won the whole world.
It was just a joke. It was just a thing. I don't even know. I don't know the mice. I didn't check it out. I didn't smell him. Yeah, they were very upset. I remember that the guy online and he said, "Good, he should."
Whatever.
He's not embarrassed about it. He's not embarrassed about it. He's online.
Right. But not on Torah anytime. He's online, but not on Torah anytime. Zog Gemara, there is no minutes on Motzei Shabbos. Rabbi say, "Ein l'davar soif." They're going to smell like Levanin. Rabbi say, this is an amazing Gemara. Amazing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made everything beautiful in its time. You don't even have to say any more. The Gemara says it all. Everybody's occupation, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it beautiful for them. If you're a trial lawyer, you like being a trial lawyer. If you're a carpenter, but it's more than that. The Chavis Avavas says, just like every animal, going back to the safari, we have to go back. Every animal has its maila and chisari, right? So if HaKadosh Baruch Hu created that this animal has, let's say an anteater, has a very long tongue, so it could go into the what is it called? The anthill and grab ants. And then the lion has a very long tooth, so he could do this. And every animal has its thing, so it could. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made people the same way, he says. In Shari B'tach, check it out. He says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made people with different midos. Some people are more aggressive, some people have very good hands, so they're carpenters, some people this. Everybody was born with certain tchunas to make him like his job, and Rashi explains why. So that everything gets done. Somebody has to defend those poor guys. Somebody has to make shtenders. Somebody has to do all this stuff. And that's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. Baruch Hu, you hear, we got to say this again. Es hakol osi yofa b'itoi. Milamed shekol echod ve'echod yipeloi HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made it beautiful for him. Umnasoi b'fanav. His job is beautiful for him. The guy that works in the sewer, Rashi says, the guy, the tanner, he loves that smell. He can't live without it. He needs that smell. Omer papa, hayna damri inshei, tolei koyel adav acher. Now, if you're going to try to change your job, say, I'm a besser mensch. It's not my thing to take those temporary toilets and clean them out. That's not my thing. I'm choshev. So, what? Okay. You said some people have omnus to snore. Okay, whatever. I didn't say that. There's going to be a few cuts here. We're going to do a few editing later on. Zok the Gemara. You take a davar acher, like that kid in Muncie, that beautiful video of that kid in Muncie. He's telling a guy that an iPhone is like PIG, and the guy's like, what? He's like, PIG, it's a PIG. So the Gemara also calls it PIG. The Gemara doesn't want to say pig. The Gemara says davar acher, that other thing. In other words, if you take a pig and you give him a good piece of clean food and put it on his neck, what's going to happen? V'yu didei ovid. He's going to do his thing. He's going to roll in the mud and make sure that that clean piece of food, the kaira, which we discussed the other day, was the palm shoot. What bracha do you make on a palm shoot? Some say it's going to get hard, so you only make a shakal. So this palm shoot, give it to a pig, he'll make sure it's dirty. So If you try to change your jobs, not a good idea, he says. Another one. Avuka kishnayim. When we're talking about sheidim, it's dangerous to go outside with sheidim, v'yoreach kishloisha. The Gemara is going to explain. Yiboilu. Avuka, a lamp, kishnayim ba'adei didei. Is the pshat that he and the lamp are considered two, and therefore, as we're going to see, the sheidim don't bother you? Maybe there's three people walking here. A lamp is two, plus him is three. Tashma. The moonlight is like three. If you're going to consider him as one and the moon as two, to the total for three, shaper, that makes sense. But if the moon is three and he's the fourth, when it comes to shadim, four is unnecessary. The most you need is three people to get rid of shadim. And the Gemara explains, the way it works with shadim is, if you're going by yourself in a place with a shadim, you'll see them and they'll harm you. But if you're two people, you'll see them, it's scary. This is the boogie monster, but they won't harm you. It's better not to, you know they're around you, but you don't see them, that's the best. So the lamp is like two together with the one holding it. So the lamp is only one, together with him it's two, and you'll see them, but they won't harm you. Another one from Bar Tevi Amarav. This is famous Gemara. It's better for a person, it's better to throw yourself into the fire rather than to embarrass your friend in public. Where's here he is. I see he's turning colors already. I'm not going to embarrass him. No, but I was once mevayish somebody for answering his phone in Milshir, and he sent me an email about this Gemara. He quoted this Gemara that I was mevayish pechaver, but he came over to me yesterday and he said I was right. Why? Because the guy picked up his phone for the second time and said hello, Milshir. Anyway, lo b'shaneh, he's not here tonight, Judah, and the kids are not a problem. Now the shaila is. But we're friends. We're friends. He got it. He realized that I explained to him that Judah is my cousin, and we go at it already for 2 years, and this is not. He's new to this year. He doesn't know. Anyway, tachlis. If a guy comes over to you with a gun and says, "Embarrass the guy in public, or else I'll kill you," what do you do? What do you do? Machlokes Rishonim. Some Rishonim say Tosfos holds, get killed. This is Ritzi. Maybe you die. Other Rishonim say no. Lamaisa, if somebody tells you personally, do it or else I'll kill you unless you embarrass Stefansky. Embarrass me. I'm moichel. I'm personally moichel. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I'm moichel. Oiz. Minalon, how do you know this? Mitamar, the famous story of Tamar. Shenema he mutzes. She could have saved her life, perhaps. She had the simanim. She had everything to prove her innocence, but she would throw Yehuda under the bus. She decided she's going to get thrown in, and she did it privately, and she was saved, but she could have saved her life otherwise. Torah if they brought a farsim into him, vada, so now he has two things in front of him. He has oil. Oil is not the real deal. Oil is derivative of the farsim, but you have the adas, that's the real thing. On the other hand, shemen smells good. So what do? You make the bracha on the oil, and then on the adas, or you might see the adas if it's the same bracha. Because on the shemen, what bracha do you make? Shemen arev. On the das, you make atzip psamim. They still argue. Who do we paskin like? It says over here in the Shulchan Aruch, mevarach al hadas, v'achar mevarach al shemen. Omram Gamliel, ani achriya. I'm going to decide. Shemen zochinu l'reichai, v'zochinu l'sichasai. Beishamai is right, says Ram Gamliel. Why? Because shemen does two things. First, you wash your hands with it. Second, it smells real good. Hadas l'reichai zochinu, l'sichasai lo zochinu. Omer Rabbi Yochanan, halacha k'divrei machriya. The halacha is like the one that's machriya. Now the Rishonim discuss it real quickly. Safe trip. He'll be very, 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 very matzliach. Zog the Gemara. So the Rishonim say, Rabbi Yochanan, every time somebody's machriya, yavei ashlishi v'achriya b'neihem. That's halacha. If you have a machlokes, third guy comes along and says, Rabbi Yochanan, very good. The Rishonim explain very nice because he's not a machriya. Machriya means you take a little bit of bishamay, a little bit of sila, and you machriya. Over here, passing like bishamay. Fine. Here's an amazing story that needs a lot of explanation. Rav Papa, ikla lebei Rav Huna berei Raviko. They brought this child in front of him. You have a farsimon and you have hadas. What do you do? Shagar Rav Papa baruch hadas bereisha. First, he made a bracha on the hadas, not like Rav Gamliel or Rabbi Yochanan Paskin. He did the bracha on the hadas. V'hoda baruch Hashem. Omerlei lo yisav lamar aloch yedivrei machriya. What's wrong with you? Don't you know Rabbi Gamliel said that Allah is like Bisham, not like Basila? Why do you do like Basila? Omalei, hochi Amar Rava. It's not true. Rava Paskin like Basila. Halachic Basila. Says the Gemara, listen to this. V'lohi, lishtamuti nafshei u'do'avad. The Gemara says Rav Papa was embarrassed. He made up a story. He forgot that Allah is like Rabbi Gamliel. That Rabbi Gamliel Paskin, Allah is like Bishamai. And he did like Basila. He didn't know what to do. He said, Rava says it. Now if you look, the Goyin takes this out. Tosfos says, Avar Rav Alfaz, the Rif, takes this line out. It's not true. Rav Papa paskined that looks like Basila. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't make it up. So this whole thing about Velohi, really, Rava in fact said that looks like Basila, and he did like Rava. And I saw something beautiful because I once said the story just recently. I said over that I was learning the mirror. I was by the window, and my chavrusa Zax used to knock everything I said. Everything I say, that every time I had a decent cash, I would just tell him, "Oh, I saw the Marshal, the Stipe last night." He said, "Oh, this is great. It's good stuff." And then after like a week, I told him that I was just making it up, and he took my yarmulke and threw it out the window. And I had to walk out the door, beerhead. So I saw Shita brings that if you hold the halacha is a certain way, you could throw in, Rava says it. So people should believe you. So he says it, somebody else's mazman, he brings, that's something else. He brings Gemaras and Eruvin and this, that you're allowed to do it like that. Anyway. Two kashas. V'lo yashim v'nafshi v'dova, ton rabbanon, Hiviu lifneim shem v'yayin, v'sham yoyim oichiz Hashem b'yiminoi v'sayayim b'smoiloi. Anytime you make a bracha on something, you have to hold it in your right hand. So they brought in front of him two things, oil and wine. Because you're going to make the bracha on the Shem, so you hold it in your right hand, and the wine in your left hand. Why wine in left hand? Just put it on the table. Because they didn't have a table. The table's gone. Right nowadays, seriously, they used to fold up the tables and get them out of the way. That means the shir is over. People are starting to take coffee. Gevaldik. You saw that? He pushed the button and ran. I know, no, it's the clean. I know it's the cleaning of the thing. So we still say no, the opposite. You make a bracha on the wine and then on the oil. No, it's clean. It's self-cleaning. So it's a sophisticated machine. Now listen to this. Rabbi, so you have oil on your hand. What do you do with it? Now it would be a waste to just wipe it on a towel. What's the best eitzah? You take your servant and you just go like this on his head. Nice. Come here. This. Now, one of your shamish is a big Talmud Chacham. Let's say Reb Chaim Kanievsky is your shamish. You're the stipler. You should really do it on his head also, because it will be a waste. Now, there's a problem. Why? No, really, you should put it on his head. There's one problem. A Talmid Chacham should not wear perfume when he walks out, as the Gemara is going to explain. There's a chashad. But otherwise, yeah, even though he's a Talmid Chacham, you take your oily hand and you smear it on his face. So once we're talking about a gnai for a Talmid Chacham, what's embarrassing, it's not proper for a Talmid Chacham to do. So the Gemara brings 6 things. Actually, it's 8. Don't go out when you're full of perfume in the marketplace. The Gemara is going to explain everything. And don't go out with what is it called? Patches on your shoes. Thank you. And don't talk to a woman in the marketplace. And don't be friends with Amaratzim and Amaritzim. Don't be the last one to come into the base measures. All these the Gemara is going to explain. You shouldn't take very wide steps, strides. Become a skufa, and don't walk like this Balgaiva, with his head up high. Why? This is talking about not in Ramat Shemesh, other places, somewhere in Tel Aviv, that is a chashash. But in regular places, it's not a problem. It's only if he smeared it on his clothing. That's how they used to have deodorant in those days, like in France today. You just throw you don't take a shower, you just fill yourself with perfume and you're good to go. Papa. I hope there's no French guys here. I spent a lot of time in France, that's how it goes over there. Papa. They think that the perfume actually works, but whatever. Two kashas. Or Rav Papa, sorry, Victor Dummy. V'amri lo ki gufay dummy. Rav Papa says, what about his hair? His hair is like his baguette. V'amri lo ki gufay dummy. No. So it's the shayla, is hair like a body or not? Machlokes. V'amri lo ki gufay dummy. V'ayetzi chida b'layla. Now, nobody really should go out alone, and everybody discusses all these things. It's not really proper for anybody to do any of these things, but Talmud Chacham, you have to act a little bit better than a regular guy. You don't go outside at night by yourself. He doesn't have a set thing. Now, Rabbi said this is bad news for everybody who just came to today's share. If you have a certain kvios, then everybody knows you're going to that kvios, memela, it's okay. Now, I had a shadow when I was reading this Gemara. How do you go to the first shear? The first time you go to shear, people are going to be choshed you. Oh, that's a good teretz. That's a good teretz. I had a better teretz. Once you go to a Motzi Shabbos shear, like Menachem Seltz, whatever, guys. Once Eli, you came. You have to come every single week. Otherwise, it's a chashat. Like you have to make sure that people know that you come to the shear every single week. That's what I'm saying. People that come to the night shear, it's bad news. If you have patches on your shoes. Your kids come to every night cheer, no? No, Ari comes. So right? So it's also for Talmud Chacham to have patches. It doesn't look good. What do we do with Reb Chia Barabba? He used to go out with patches in the shoes. We're talking about two patches. Two patches is not good. Right? Similar to Talmud Chacham that has a revav on his beged, it's not proper for Talmud Chacham. He has to look presentable. A little bit panto, only on the upper part of the shoe. Al begilda, but on the sole of the shoe, the heel of the shoe, less lambo. Nobody will see it. Only when he goes on the way. If you use it in your house, less lambo, no, it's not a problem. Imagine in those days they didn't have sidewalks, they didn't have streets. So when you were walking around in the wintertime, you were like walking with two giant pieces of mud. That's what you looked like. Everybody was walking around mud because it just stuck to your shoe. Nobody even saw what your shoe looked like, so it's not a problem. You might say, who cares how many patches you have in your shoe? You're not allowed to even talk with your wife in the marketplace. Doesn't matter how she's related to you. If nobody knows who you're talking to, if you're Talmud Chacham. You shouldn't be in the Chabura, you shouldn't sit around with Amiratzim. You'll come, they'll schlep you into the Shtusim. Nobody the last one in the Beis Medrash. They'll say, you are negligent. Since you said something, Hillel, I'm not going to point out. The kids, it says, you should not come last in the Beis Medrash. Whoever it's going to get to, should not be the last one in here. Now I'll take your question. What? Oh, online. That's right. He actually watches. When he comes late, he watches online. I know for a fact. We are happy every time you come, Hillel. Now, you shouldn't take very wide steps. Why? Every wide step you take takes 1/500 of your eyesight. So now if you're left with 499, it'll take 1/500 to 499. But a regular person as well. So, what does it mean? How do you get your eyesight back? Rashi says you should make kiddush on Friday night. Other Rishonim say, and it's other Gemaras, other Rishonim, I think the Mishabura brings that you should put the wine in your eye. There's a whole discussion if you're allowed to, you're not allowed to. There's other pshatim here. What it means? What? Yeah, Avdallah. They say you should, but this is kiddush. Do you put kiddush wine in your eye on Shabbos? It's a refuah v'chul v'chul. Anyways, and last one. You shouldn't walk standing up straight. Even if you only walk for 8 feet. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes down and you're pushing him up to go back in Shemayim D'chsiv. Have a great week. Tomorrow, 7:15.